Let's talk about Card Website Builder. Hey everyone and welcome, I hope you're all doing great. In this video, we will cover Card Website Builder and we will see the aspects of it, how to create a website using it, and also more things like the pricing and stuff like that. So basically, if you didn't know, Card is a website builder. However, it's going to be more like a one-page website builder. So instead of having multiple different pages with Card, you're only going to get a one-page site. So this is going to be what they specialize in. And trust me, it is going to be very simple and easy to use. It's a drag and drop builder, and they have a excellent friendly user interface. So it's going to be extremely easy. And you can actually see in the main page, which is card.com, that's 2 R's by the way. Simple, free, fully responsive, one-page sites for pretty much anything. Now they say free, which is true because you can actually go ahead and create your site for free. However, you can actually go pro and get more access to other things as well, which we are going to discuss right now before we show you how it actually works. So with the pro, you can actually get a lot more to it, and it's actually going to be extremely cheap. Like extremely cheap, because you can actually see that right now. GoPro upgrade your card experience. GoPro from just $19 a year, which is crazy, and get access to pro exclusive features like custom domains. You can obviously connect them. Forms, you can set up your forms so people can actually fill them up for you, and then you have a lot of stuff like widgets and embeds if you want to set up your own custom codes. More sites, you get access to multiple different sites instead of just I believe 3 by default. I'm not really sure how many you get by default. I think either 1 to 3. A lot of stuff like no branding, premium templates, and there's plenty that you can actually see here. And then you also have more plans here. So you have the Pro Lite, which is $9 a year, Pro Standard, which is the recommended one, and also Pro Plus. Now you can feel free to just get to this page, which you can see on the top, card.co/pro, and it's going to show you this site, and you can feel free to compare them side by side and see which one is going to suit you best. For example, the differences here, you can actually see Google Analytics and stuff like that. Is not when it comes to forms, widgets, embeds, Google Analytics, meta tags, and local fonts are not going to be available with the free one. Not free one, but the Pro Lite, and it's going to be available for the standard, and there's a lot more to it. So some changes that you'll need to notice and stuff like that. So let's say we are just going to use the, by the way, you can even test it out for 7 days if you want to use the Pro one. But let's say we just want to start for free and see how Card works and set up an actual website using it. So in that case, we just want to go to card.co, or you can even go to .com. It's just going to take you here either way. And then it's going to show us this page. It's just going to read more about it and stuff like that. But we simply just want to click on choose a starting point. So just go and click on choose a starting point, and it's just going to show us a bunch of different templates, and we can just choose one and get started. So here you can actually see the options. So it's going to be at all. By default, you have also profile, landing pages, forum pages, portfolio, sectioned, or even blank page if you want to start from a blank page. Now, I recommend that you actually go for a template first, and then if it's your first time at least, and just, adjust the things that are in there, it's going to be easier for you. But if you want to start from a blank page, no one is stopping you. Now, here's the thing. You would want to pick the one that suits you best. So just go with any, and just make sure it doesn't say premium unless you have upgraded, because if it says premium, you'll need to actually have the Pro plan in order to use it. So after browsing a little bit, let's just say we want to use this one. It doesn't have the premium logo, so we can just use it. Click on select, and now it's just going to open up the editor here for us. It's going to walk you through the steps on the top right here, what these things do. Add an element, undo, redo, and then you also have more things like previewing and animation, if any exist. If you want to preview it on your mobile view, you can also do it from here. And you also have more things like publishing the site and more options. Now, like I said earlier, Card is really simple. I already said this, but it is a drag and drop builder. What does this mean? It means that you can really get any element and drop it wherever you want. Either it's already existing like this container, so you can just feel free to drag and drop it. But right now it's just taking the full space, so this is why Or you can just add an element from the top right and just drop it wherever you want, which it didn't actually do that. Just it's going to allow me to click on it, which is going to add it, and then we can just drag and drop it. So now that we do this, hold on, let me just take you step by step first. So let's just say right now we have a few things missing with this template, like we don't have a background image. So in this case, adjusting anything with card is also very simple. You want to click on it, and whatever thing you click on, it's going to open up settings for. So if it's the background, just click when you don't see any line. So as you can see here, it's an empty space. Just go and click on that, and now it's just going to give us the background settings, as you can see. Now we can choose the style of the background, whether it's going to be an image. If that's the case, it's going to be very simple. You just click on upload, and then just upload an image, and it's just going to take that image and it's going to become the background. If you want, you can also change it to become a color or a gradient, which I really like the gradient style, or you can even make it a video background if you want. However, it's going to be available with the Pro plan. So you can choose that, or even a slideshow, which again is going to be with the Pro plan. So let's say you just want to use a gradient one because I don't really have a proper image for a background. You can just go and select that, and for the gradient you can even select what type of gradient you want, whether it's going to be linear, radial, or conic. So I'm not sure what that even is. Okay, no, we just want to go with linear, and then we can just feel free to set up the colors for both. So first choose the color that you want in here. So let's just say we want it to be black, and then the second color, let's just go for I just realized that I really am not good with designing, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, there you go. So if you want to do more stuff like angle and pattern and a lot more stuff, you can feel free to just scroll down and see all about that. But I'm just going to click on done, and yeah, it looks clean, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. Next up, let's just go in and adjust the text that exists on front of us. So we want to adjust this text, which says untitled. So we simply click on that, and much like anything else, whatever we click on is going to open up the settings for it. So we can just go to the left, change that to be whatever we want. So we can just click on type change, and that is going to also show us the different markdown formatting options that we want. For example, if you want it to be bold, we can just use the first one. So you can just do that right here, apply it, and see how it's going to change instantly. And you can see that now it's bold, which with this font is not really going to change much, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. And you also have the rest of these, so you can just feel free to copy them or just use them. Now if you notice here at the top, we also have more things here. So here is going to be the actual text, but then we can see right next to it a brush which should say appearance. So if we click on that, it's going to show us more things for it. For example, if you want to change the color, we can just go in and do that from here. If you want to do more things like the font, if you want to change it, and you're not a fan of that bold font, you can feel free to just change that as well. You also have the size, weight, line spacing, and a lot. So you can really see that there's plenty to work with when it comes to the actual appearance. If you want to give it an animation, you are going to go to the animation tab at the top as well, and you can just change it to become none, fade left, fade in, and stuff like that. So you get the idea, and you can even preview the different animations that are going to be available. So let's just make it fade in, which is fine, and then we can even change the duration, delay, slagger. And this is the thing is, because it's a one-page website, we don't really need to worry much about animation slowing our site down, because it's going to be like clean, it's going to be simple, not a lot of pages with a lot of animation and stuff. So you can really go crazy with animation as long as it's a one page, so it's fine. So I'm just going to click on done, and by the way, for the rest of the text, it's going to be exactly the same thing, so I'm not even going to change that. Now for buttons, again, simply click on it, go in and click on the down arrow, change the label, change the icon if you want, and then just give it the actual link. Now it's going to be linked to an anchor, which is different, but if you want, you can just feel free to remove this and actually add a proper URL. So you can just go to google.com, and now it's just going to work. Just make sure you hit enter, don't make my mistake. After that, you can just go to appearance and change whatever you want with it. I'm not going to dive deep into each and every element and how you actually can adjust the appearance. It's going to be exactly the same steps. So here, for example, you have an empty image. Click on it, click on upload, change the actual image, click on accept. It's going to take place. If you want to get to give it a title, if you wanted to make it clickable, and even add some alt text, which is going to help with screen readers and also SEO. It's going to be recommended if you actually add that because it's just going to help you out, which is going to be usually a description of what people can actually see. So click on done and you're good to go. Now let's say we want to start adding elements instead of adjusting them like we have been doing right now. So in order to do so, it's very simple. You want to click on add elements and you have lists, text, images, buttons, videos, links, icons. There's plenty that you can add, and some of them are also locked behind the Pro plan. So if you want to use forms, slideshows, we already talked about that. You will need to actually upgrade to the Pro plan. But let's say in this case, we just want to add a container, so we can just click on container, which is going to be empty, and whatever you add is going to always be at the bottom. Now you can feel free to move it up, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then we also change the type of column, whether it's going to be default, which is one big empty space, or columns, and then we can just add an element to the left and an element to the right, which I'm going to actually do. And you can even change the size for each one of them. If you want to change the appearance of the container itself, you can again feel free to do so from here. There's a lot that you can actually do when it comes to padding, and you get the idea. So let's just leave it as it is. And let's say we just want to add an image on the left side and some text on the right side, which is very basic. So click on plus and change it, click on image. And now you simply just want to move this. Oh, it's kind of fast here. You just want to try to drag it to be on top of the empty space, which is the empty column. And now it's just going to take that position. Same goes for the text. So we can actually go in and click on it. Click on it and then just move it up to the empty space, and now it's just going to take that space. Now obviously adjusting them, you already know how to upload an image, you already know how to adjust the text, and that's pretty much it. That's how to use cards. It's that simple. So whatever you actually want to adjust, go ahead and click on it, open up the settings for it, change the appearance and stuff like that. And you can obviously just preview any animations if you have any, like you can do from there. The mobile view is also going to be very clean usually, but you would want to clean some stuff up, because in desktop you can have a lot of images in one page, but maybe in mobile view you don't really want to show all of that. And then once you're done, just publish it on the top right and you're good to go. So hopefully you found this video to be informative and helpful, and thanks for watching.